This is Richard Carlton. Hello, everyone. I'm here with who's this gentleman right here?
It's
Actually,
me,
I got to point
Hunter.
at him. Do I point that way? There I go. I point at him that way. There it is. That's Nick. Nick is amazing. Nick is here. We're very excited to have him here. It's another awesome day in the world of FileMaker with the FileMaker community where we build great, awesome solutions. And we talk about it here. We show you tips, tricks, techniques. We actually let Nick pour his brain out and show you all that he knows. Yeah, very exciting. Welcome everyone to another broadcasting day. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FMTraining.tv, where we basically put together books and videos and daily videos and more videos and more videos and more videos. So it's very exciting to be here. All right, well, the upcoming broadcast starting today, we have a list of the transfer of found set. So that's part 2 for everyone, part 2 today. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is Christian Olsen and the Wolf Pack. And the Wolf Pack is going to become kind of a thing. It's not, I don't know it'll ever be as famous as Starting Point. That's hard to beat that, 10 years of being in the market. But Wolf Pack is kind of this add-on thing that he's been putting together. Nick helped with some interface stuff on it. It's really quite slick. So one of the things we want to do from if we can get it done, is get not Kyle, well, Kyle too, but if any of you sent sample files to us and we can put them in as an add-on, like Kyle did the one about notifications, little web viewers, the notifier pops up and stuff like that. That would be a great add-on that we could glue into the Wolf Pack to help get it out there. So if you're open for us doing that, we need to get an email from you stating something like, you have my permission to incorporate this into your Wolfpack. Wolfpack is a free thing. It's not a paid product. Otherwise, we'd owe everyone money on it. It's kind of a collection of our, I guess in some ways, a little bit competitive with what Claris is trying to do on their website, but we're a little bit more dynamic about it and freewheeling, and we're here at a live stream. And if you have questions or comments, you want to talk about it, make it better, then we're happy to have that conversation over the next 3 days. So that's the Wolfpack next 3 days. And then we have Monday, a week from yesterday, we have Double Secret Empowering Your Search Even More. I'm not sure what Nick is doing for Double Secret Probation, but he's doing even more. We will be scheduling the report stuff out about 3 or 4 weeks out, so that will be good.
Yes.
So Nick, you ready to kick this over?
Yep, I'm ready.
Cool.
And so I'm ready. So
I'm gonna transfer, give you command. So you have you have the bridge, Nick.
I have the bridge. Okay.
You have the bridge. All right, you ready?
Bridge.
There we go.
So,
All right.
so let's go warp 9 right away.
Yeah, first thing. Yeah, they give the lieutenant the bridge, and the first thing he does is does donuts with the starship and goes warp 9. Yeah, perfect.
And the maximum speed is 9.9. That's the maximum speed.
Yeah, 9.9. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And but in one episode they go much more than that.
Yep.
Anyway, and because of Q. So let's start it. Okay, so yesterday it was interesting. We saw how we what's the name? How we transfer found set from the same table. You know, I'm here, I'm in the account. I ask the server to go to another layout attached to the same context, account, search for it, gather the IDs, the list of, the new summary, and then bring it to this layout here, to this window, this screen, and then transfer the font set. So we saw that yesterday, when you say Nick, you bam, bam, you have the Nicks, and if you want sky, work, okay, and bam, okay. So it's so far so good. So now I want to do something different. Okay, I want to search accounts. Okay, not with fields here, right? But in field here. Pretty much what I want to do, I want to search here, right? That's what I want to do. I want to search into related record. We all know that if you do that, well, here it's super fast because I have my server is just there, right? So, but we all know that on the cloud or with a big kind of a solution, doing search in related record, and you start having, the query kind of, Kyle, maybe you can find the screenshot of the query kind of dialogue for us, if you can find one, or whoever. And so we can, so when you have this query the never-ending kind of a progress bar, right? An infinite progress bar. You know that you are there for some time, and most of the time when you do a query like that, you say, okay, that takes too long. You try to cancel. The cancellation takes twice the time of finding them. So you kind of screwed here. The searching into searching into related data, related records is kind of difficult. Okay, it's slow, it's not good. So how we can do that with transfer of font set? Because actually, as I said yesterday, this transfer techniques thing will save all your problem. Why? Is because you will not be looking for things in related table anymore. Demonstration. What I want to do here, I want the server to say, okay, open a new window in contacts, because I want to search in contact. This is what I want to do. This is my contact table. I want to search all the accounts with the contact, for example, Paul, or or whatever, Paul, like Paul, okay, or Paula. Okay, so here I want to do that. I want to search. I have 253 accounts with Paula as contact. That's what I want to do. You understand, right? I don't want to search contacts per se. I want to search accounts with Paula as a contact, right? Okay. So I want to make clear that what I want to do. So here, what you do, you tell your server, okay, go to that layout. This is a layout account. That's the contact account. I don't know what happened today. I can't think. This is the contact layout. I'm going to use, remember I told you yesterday, an empty layout in table view. Then you don't have to worry about anything, right? And so I want to search for Paul, like I did, So I have 356 records. Okay, doesn't mean that I have 236 account, because you can have, in some account, you can have multiple Paul. Okay, so that's the case, because I have in somewhere here in those, I might have twice the same Paul or something like this, right? Because he searched for 253. Anyway, so so it will, but it won't show twice the same account, because what I mean. So if I have 2 or 3 polls inside one account, that will be one account when it is 3 contacts, right? Okay. So I want the server to open a new window, search for Paul, and then once again go to watch this list of ID, remember the list of account ID, copy those account IDs, right? Go back here and search for them. Okay, that's what I want to do, and apply the go to red record technique, right? So that's what I want to do. So here, what the server is doing. So I search for the thing, and so I send to the server whatever the criteria are, the whatever I put in that field here, or this one. In that case, I have another field here, this field. Okay. So whatever in that field here, go to the layout contact, perform a quick find. If there's no error, return the list of accounts from contacts. The list of IDs. The list is the list of in account. That would be the list of parent keys, but in contacts would be the list of foreign keys. Foreign keys. So because each contact is related to one account, right? So it's very easy, right? So I go to the contact, I search for the contact, I pull out all the IDs of the account, and then I go back to my account and I have my account list, right? So here how it looks like. So I said I want Munoz, for example, and and I launch the script. So the script doing this, it performs the script on server. So go open, go to server, go to the layout contact, perform script, perform what's the name? Quick find, right? If there's no errors, go show the script results. So here I have my script results. Here I have my list of IDs, and then I go I set the field transfer, and then I'm going to the related record, and then I have my font set, okay, which is 61 here. I have 61 account with Munoz in the name. Right? Do you have any questions so far?
No, you're broadcasting loud and clear, Nick, so that part's good.
Okay, cool.
I do have a suggestion for someone came up with a suggestion for a future broadcast. So Francisco
cool.
is digging all over the place, but yeah, I think us.
Is our what's the name, marketing kind of
What's that?
Is a marketing promotional for the future broadcast.
Yes. Well, Margaret's not here; she's off this week. But the reality is that she I mean, suddenly we have some good topics here. I think if we did 3 days with on script triggers, and we had a beginning day, an intermediate day, and an advanced day, right?
We can do that.
That might be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, script trigger is interesting, even for me, because even though sometimes I give the illusion that I know everything, I don't. I mean, because with FileMaker, here the catch. For part of your life, you know something because you use it, and then after a year or two you don't use it, and then you forget it, right? So, and this is for everything in life. You cannot be a specialist of everything all the time. You are a specialist of what you're doing at the time. Thanks to those broadcasts, I'm forcing myself being specialist on everything because I have to, and before I start a broadcast, I'm spending time trying to verification. Say, okay, is that true? Is that still true? Or is that still working? Or is that real working? Because sometimes you assume things are working in your mind, and then you try it and bam, it doesn't work because something is wrong, right? So those broadcasts, all to say, those broadcasts here, this broadcast we do here is not just sitting here and just talk, right? It's much more than this. And that's what they call. I hope. So now what I want to demonstrate here is how to combine two tables at the same time. Because so far it was great. I was searching in this table here, in the account table, that's okay. And I was searching in the contact table. Now I want to search in both. I want to be able to type here something, and I want to search in the account. I want to search in those fields, right? And I want to be able to search in those fields as well. This is where things start to be interesting, right? And I want to build the script in front of you. Then you see how simple it is. So let's say I have both here built already. So here I have this search accounts kind of script here, and I want to duplicate those three. Let's duplicate those, and I want to call that accounts and contacts on server. Okay. And so this is what I want this to become, right? And so this roots here is the same. This doesn't change. This won't change because all the magic happens here. This is just the command to send. You give the order. You give the order to engineering to go warp 9, and then engineering says no, we have a warp drive failure. No go. Or he say, oh, no problem. Okay, we are flying like the skyrocket. Okay, so this is what it's doing. It's just a control. This is a bridge. The magic happened here in this. So now here, I'm going to say, I want to execute this script here, and this script will change. So what this script will do, I set the variable with my search criteria. That doesn't change. This will be whatever I put in that field. Then I say, go to the layout here, okay, perform quick find and stuff. And then I say, duplicate, go to contacts, perform quick. See, I don't have to change anything. This is the beauty of the perform quick find. I don't have to change anything. I duplicate the command, the script step, and I just say, okay, do that on contact, do that on account, and do that on contact. So here, what will differ this? Set variable, this is account, IDs, is account IDs, from accounts. And this will be in the table account, that will be the list of here. And because this I go to that layout, I perform find, and I set up a variable. Then I duplicate this variable, and I say, what's the name? This is contacts account IDs, and it's not coming from accounts here, but from contacts. Okay. Oops. Oh, maybe the name. Oh, it's IDF. I think so. IDF. No, it's something different. Contact list of account IDs. Okay. So now I have two variables. I go to that layout. I perform the find, and here we need to change this, because otherwise, if nothing found here, it won't go to the next one. Because I halt. So here I'm changing this, and I say, not get last error. If there's no error, do this. Right? Easy. Because I don't want the thing to halt. Because if the thing halts, it won't go to the next one. But then I say, if there's no errors, do this. Okay? Then continue. Go, blah, blah. Here, and you do the same. Not, and you remove this and you do this. Right? And now I have two lists of ID. Two. I have the accounts IDs from the account table, and I have the account IDs from the contacts table. Okay? And now what this will be, you guessed it, I'm a list addict guy. This will be this and this. It will be the list, it will be the combination of both lists of IDs. I will have a set of IDs for account from the account table, and another set of IDs for the account for the account ID from the contact table. Maybe nothing will be found here, and I will have nothing here, and I will have something here. Maybe I will have something here, but nothing here, because you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, here, at the end of the script, I will gather whatever is on both, right? And if there's nothing at all, then the script will return, okay, that's nothing, and I showed nothing, because this one knows that. If there's an error, that means nothing found, then it will say nothing found. So here, yes, okay, David Angel has the same other good question. I'm going to answer David Angel. I'm going to answer this question. Is the relationship you relate two fields to same global? No, I don't need two fields. This will be a set of one set of IDs. So I'm going to set the same global. I'm combining the two lists together, and then I will set one field, not two fields. I don't need two fields. I don't need to say, oh, set global field for that list and set global field for that. No, I don't need that. I'm combining both beforehand, as the variable. That's why I'm using variable. That's perfect, because that's okay. You set the variable with the first list of ID, and then you set the variable with the second list of ID. And if I have a third, a fourth, a fifth, etc., because I can even continue if I want. Let's continue. Why not? Since we're here, let's continue. I want to search in projects. What? I want to search in projects. So let's project here, projects, you know, and I think I must have one in project two, list of, no, I don't. So let's create one. I go to project table and I say list of accounts IDs. Okay, it's a summary, and I create this list of foreign key account. I have this here, and now I said, okay, so this projects will be project list of IDs. Okay, so now I'm going in three tables: in accounts, in contact, and project. I'm searching on three tables. I'm performing quick find on three tables, right? Each time I do a quick find, I collect the appropriate list of IDs. At the end, I'm combining the three of them. I almost forgot this one, right? So I want you to understand. I want you to enjoy how freaking simple this is. I mean, go to layout, quick find. That's it. Set variable. There's no, sorry, Carl. There's no SQL and JSON and no. It's just go perform set. That's it. And you duplicate the same thing. So now you understand why what I was saying about the replication, duplication, and portability of script. If I copy this and I put that in another file, you set up, you just remap this. You remap. You don't even have to talk about this because the criteria is coming from the script parameter. You say, I want to go to that layout, that layout, that layout. This is going to do, and just you do this, two layouts and two fields. That's it. It's done. It's done. So so now let's see how it works. So you understand what's going on here. Here, this guy is going to say go search account and contact. Okay, so let's rename this because now it's not this. It's account, contacts, projects. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, this is what it is. It's no longer is a free tables. So just try to do that without without a transfer of font set.
So you definitely have some questions here, Nick. So if you look at
so let me finish there because I'm
okay.
I don't like to interrupt the flow here. Yeah. So so you understand what's going on here. So here the script did say, okay, perform script on server, do the search on the free tables. And here, the script result will be whatever the list will be, whatever this returns, the combination of this, and this returns. So and then I'm setting the field, the link of transfer of IDs, to get, because the goal is to get an account font set. The goal is to get all the accounts IDs that I can find with the local. The script will find in the local. The script will find here. The script will find in the local table of account, in the local table of contacts, in the local table of project. That's what the script will do. Gather all the IDs together. And then at the end, it will get the thing here. So let's get something that maybe we have something in common. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, so let's say I want to search Paul again, or Paula. Okay. So I want to search Paula. Bam. So I have 0 Paula. Okay, why? So so now it doesn't work. Okay. Why it doesn't work? Hold on. Why it doesn't work? Yeah, because I don't this needs to be there. This one. You see, it's this script now. It's not the script that I had. There's no account with Paula here, you know.
Okay.
So let's say Paula. Bam. So I have 86. Let's create a somewhere some or hover. Let's say Haverhill. Okay, Haverhill. So Haverhill. So this what I have. I have 9 only with Haverhill. So somewhere here you have Haverhill. So you know what I mean. So he found it. Haverhill. See in project. He found that in project. Blah blah blah. Haverhill in project is here. Blah blah blah. Haverhill in so you understand it works perfectly well. So let's say I'm creating a contact with Haverhill in the name. Let's have fun. Okay. And so I'm showing all, and I say I want Haverhill again. Bam. So now I have 10. No, now not 9. Why? Because I have the 10 with the Haverhill project, and then at the end I will find my new Haverhill. If I create a new record here and I say Paula, for example, okay, and I put Haverhill, okay, Haverhill. So here, to prove that the technique works very well, is that let's say I want Paula. So I have 87, but I'm pretty sure if I go to the end, I have my Paula here, right? Let's show all again and go back to the first. And then I said I want Haverhill again, okay? So I click here, right? And now I have 11 because I have the Haverhill here, right? So the relationship schema, very simple. That's it, is one relationship. I keep saying this. Okay, let me show you the thing.
Can you show the relationship schema, please? Just go back in and double click the
So
the little.
so here, yeah, that's it. It's this global equal this. That's it.
So the one on the left, for everyone, once again, one on the left, we talked about this yesterday. We're creating this great list with the summary function or summary field type with the list of. We glue that in there. It activates this. This is actually the primary key on those, or at least with accounts.
Yeah.
And so that's how that works. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So see, this is, so I have 11 accounts. We found 11 accounts, right? Here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 11 accounts. Okay. So I think to make sure that everybody understands, let's debug this locally. Okay. Remember my technique to debug something? Okay. You comment this, new window. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the new window needs to land in contact because in account. This is the first where I want that to land. And then I perform the scripts locally, not on server. Okay. So I'm performing the script locally, not on server. This one. And the parameter is get script parameter, right? Okay. The parameter is whatever I put in this field. Okay. And then at the end, close the window. So this will be interesting because I was going to do it. So now this is debuggable. You understand? Doing this, now you have a debuggable version of your perform screen on server that I was explaining last week. Again, we are eating our own dog food here. We're not just talking. We're doing. We do things. So let's do the same Polar stuff. Okay. And I want to debug this. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. New window. Okay. I land in account. Okay. Now, I perform the quick find. He found 1. So now he said the account the account here will be 1 account. There's 1. This is the account. This is the account ID he found with Paula somewhere, and I collected the ID.
Okay.
Now let's continue. You go to contact, perform the same find. There's 96 here with Paula. Okay, I have another variable here. with much more, with all the idea. And sometimes it's the same. See, bam, 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 bam. So that will be counted as one at
Okay.
the end.
Okay.
Okay. At the end, that will be counted as one. Okay. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. So then I go to project and I search for Polar again, and I found 36 with Polar, because the Polaro with Polaro, Polaro. Well, if he found Polar somewhere, not Polar per se, he found Polar. Okay, and then I, set the variable again. So now I have three variable: the account variable, the project variable, the account variable, the account IDs from the project table, the account ID from the contact table, the account ID from the account table. And I'm going to combine those three together here. I'm putting all those three together like this. So here, I close the window, and now I want to see this. That's why, I speak slowly to my microphone here for you to understand. That's why I'm creating this with a variable, because I can debug it. This is my big one. This is the one I have combined. This is a free variable combine. And now I have this bunch of IDs. What do I do with these IDs? I'm setting a field here. This is a field here. And then I said, go to related record. Bam. And I have, if based on those IDs that I have here, okay, based on those IDs here, he found, okay, hold on, let me do this, and this. What, based on those IDs, he found 87, right? So it's kind of very easy. I mean, I hope you understand.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think there's two techniques going on here, and people have. Can you go back to your first script, Nick? I want to help out. Just take a break and grab something to drink real quick, right here. So this is so let me take a swing at this, folks, real quick. So here we are. This is me over here. This is Nick over here. So right there, like I popped my arrow there. There we go. Normally this code wouldn't be here. He put this in here so we could see it. What we have is, as David Angel just pointed out, there's two techniques going on here. One is that we're telling the server to run a script for us. When we tell the server to run a script, the server is going to end up on a layout. It's going to do a bunch of stuff. What we did is we disabled that and replaced it with this temporarily. So we're going to either run this one or this one. This runs it locally. This runs it on the server. This gives you kind of the equivalent in both cases, except the server one theoretically could be faster if you had a lot of records and a big found set, etc. And so when you, that's kind of the important takeaway here. So we have this, he's kind of abstracted out like the perform script on server part of it entirely here. Now we're running it all local. So now we're just understanding the idea of the summary function. Right?
Yeah. But I mentioned it many times. You need to learn PSOS last week in order to understand today. If you wanted me to combine PSOS and transfer of fund set, which transfer of fund set rely on PSOS. If you want me to do that, it's a week of.
I know, but you can't do it. Yeah, I understand, but there's criteria. So Bill says it should work as well if you say new window using any layout. Any window. As long as it's an account window, it would work okay mostly. But once again, this gets back to what we talked about yesterday, which is if you have a layout with a bunch of junk on it, then FileMaker has to wade through the junk. It does slow it down, right? So that's why Nick is sending it to an account layout that's super lightweight, right? We spent 15 minutes on that yesterday. So
Yeah. We can repeat every day what we said the day before.
well, I don't want to make your customer mad because Bilbo's seems like a really nice guy. The problem is I'm losing context here a little bit. So,
No. Look, that's why we lay down these sections, the cascading sessions. Like, we start with pre-sales because this is the base that you need to learn.
mm-hmm.
Then we have the transfer of fund set. This is another base you need to learn because next week we have the super duper nuclear weapon kind of search, which is now you understand why you need to learn the transfer of fund set because the entire course next week will be based on this.
Okay, so, I do have a question for myself real quick. So can you close that briefly here? And I'm sure you mentioned this, but I'm doing a lot of different things here. Okay, I need the file. Give me this window back over here. All right, so you combine these are primary keys for accounts, contacts, and whatever projects or something, right? When you do, but we're in accounts, looking at accounts in that relationship, right? So if we run this right here, it's still only going to give us accounts, correct? I mean, it's not going to show us projects and contacts.
No, I'm not searching for project. Otherwise, I go to project and I search for project.
Correct,
right?
correct,
yeah.
correct.
And I explain this. It's like going to fund mode.
Right.
Go there.
Yep.
Go there and type Polar. This is what I'm doing.
No. I understand. I missed your explanation of this, Nick.
That's why. It's like doing this. But when you do this, and I explained, I even asked Cal William to find a screenshot of this. You have the infinite progress bar. This barbershop kind of.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
You have and with a query. That means you stuck.
Yeah.
You stuck there forever. And if you cancel, you have double punishment. You stuck twice as long.
So we're showing the account and then any ones that have related contact or related project. Got it.
It's like doing searching Polar in all those fields.
Yep.
Searching Polar in all those fields and searching Polar in all those fields.
Yeah. That would be very slow. So one of the videos we just shot, which I'll give you folks an update on this probably next week, but the new performance section we talked about specifically when you do a search, don't do it through a relationship. Do the search locally, right? And that's what he's doing. Good. All right, cool. All right.
It's not look. It is. Bilbo is right. It's a combination of PSOs that we had 3 days of PSOs last week, right? So it's a combination of PSOs that you should know right now. And if you don't know, you need to watch the video. That's it. I mean, you need to watch the video now, the video PSOs now, and then watch this video again when it will be live. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you will understand. Yeah. I didn't even mention PSOs because we covered for 3 days last week. We have a full session, and it's very look. The transfer of fund set, when you start using that technique, you are addicted. It's like an addiction because it's so. Actually, it makes all the searching simpler. Look at this. I mean, more simple than this. I mean, you can be. It's and you can go. You can go extremely far. We have many videos about. If you want to watch the empowering your search, you will understand.
This is what we're trying to avoid here, Nick. I just popped this on screen and from Discord. This is from Kyle, right? This is what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
So you're going to get progress bars like this, and the goal is to make goal is to make a solution that's performant. It's another fancy way of saying that people don't complain about you behind your back because it's slow.
It's more the query, FileMaker query dialogue. It's the query with the infinite kind of the infinite progress bar.
Yeah.
I can't find any.
That's fine. No, it's a good point. I like that. Yeah. So Kyle's still doing this, and he keeps popping these up. Yeah. So I think if you have 50, 80, 100, 1,000 records, it's not really an issue. But when you start having, like we have when we send newsletters out, to 30,000 people once or twice a week. I create a log record every time we do that. That's 60,000 records per week we potentially create. And we've been doing that for how many years? I've got millions and millions and millions and millions of records in our notes database in our system here at RCC. Millions. And so we can't use slow stuff. It has to be fast.
Yeah, exactly. Not only this, but it's something people need to know. It's very important. When you do something like that, you have a query like this, the infinite progress bar, and you have the query for 10 minutes. Knowing that you are ruining the bandwidth of your server, because it's the server is constantly talking to you. In fact, what the server is doing is say, okay, I didn't find anything. That's what it's doing. And so it's you ruin the bandwidth of your server. And so let's say you have for example, I have this solution where you have 85 people every day connected on this, 85 users. Can you imagine if you have 85 users doing this? Your server is gone in 10 minutes. It's destroyed, it's smashed. Right. So that's what I was saying. Not only this technique is making everything simple in a wide manner. Okay, not only making things simple, but you are searching in the local table. That's the beauty of it. You search in the local. That means something that was requiring minutes related will take like milliseconds, with that technique. That's why it's bam. You can see. I tried this with hundreds of thousand records, okay, and I have absolute. You feel okay. When you do this, you feel like but it's like because it's debugging, but you know what I mean. It's like you feel something happen, but it's not enough to show you the spinning wheel. You know what I mean? It's with hundreds of thousands of records in multiple tables, because you are looking in multiple tables here.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So potentially you're looking for 100,000 records here, 200,000 records here, and another 100,000 records here. Okay, potentially you do that.
Right? I want to stop David Angel real quick. So David says the GTR technique is powerful, combined with PSOS, super useful, making FileMaker work like a SQL engine. I need to be very careful here about this, right? So the SQL engine, understand once again, is FileMaker mimicking SQL. There's no SQL in it. David brought this up over here. I'm going to bring this up on Discord because I know that we're going to get into this. Like, I'm just going to cut you off the pass before things get out of hand. So just to be clear, David didn't say this, but before someone implies or reads something into this, one, there is no SQL in FileMaker. FileMaker simulates SQL by doing other things. It translates to its own language. It brings it back. Understand that Clara specifically says do not run SQL commands against large found sets. It will drag it down. Nick's technique here will beat the doors off of a SQL command that you try to script with large found sets like this. Nick's design here will kill it. So going to SQL here is not going to be faster, just so everyone understands. I just say that because I got people, David says, oh, it makes it work like SQL. Then promptly someone else like Bilbo says, well, we should just use SQL instead and not use FileMaker. And I'm like, and then there goes the entire conversation. And I had lunch with this engineer 3 days ago. He's the guy who wrote the SQL stuff in FileMaker. And he does not understand why everyone gets so excited about SQL, because he goes pound for pound, it's slower than doing it correctly in FileMaker, because FileMaker has to translate it. Then FileMaker does it the most efficient way it knows how, but it's still the same way you could do in FileMaker. Does that make sense? So it translates it into its own language, gets the results, then translates it back into SQL, then gives you the results. So there's this overhead. It's slower, right? So
just interrupt 2 seconds. Scott Kane this is how we met, by the way. Scott Kane came to me at the very beginning. Remember?
DevCon,
Scott,
a couple years ago.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
What we did, the first thing we did is removing all the SQL stuff he had in the solution. Remember, Scott? So I don't know if he's listening or not, but this is what we did for 2 months at the beginning of their I work for him. It's removing all the sequences, everything. And because he actually had two problems. First problem he was using this kind of it's a looking good technique but terrible, the selector collector crap stuff, and I'm sorry. I mean, it sounds good, it looks good, but it's not. It's a terrible way to think things. And that's my opinion. I'm sorry, but it's my opinion. And it has the combination of this plus SQL. Okay, though everything was like slow to death, and Scott was amazed how the hell you remove all this complexity with two relationships.
Yeah,
that's it. A two relationship, and bam.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, and so and then of course that's why we're here. So it's 201. Is there anything we want to do to? Is there a sample file with this? So Dishinko Don is asking the question: is there a sample file with this? Although this is your, is this? I mean, the reality, the sample file won't work by itself. Well, it will, I guess, if you have this part where it's commented out over here. Do you want to give us a sample file, Nick, or what do you want to do?
Oh yeah. I'm going to allow me a little bit of time to do some cleanups.
How long of cleanup?
I don't know. Tomorrow morning.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I want to remove all the relationship that are not involved here, and I want to look. I want to make, before I remove anything, I want to make sure that I wasn't using during my demonstration. Now I know what I didn't use. So pretty much I'm going to remove all of those except for this one, and that's it, right? So I'm going to do some cleanup here, try not to break anything, because on the schema, when you remove something, it's gone. You can do undo. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you need to check that. So all right,
Yeah.
cool. Well, there we go. Yeah. So that's And so some Moki was asking a question about how many records in a lag. Well, listen. So I had an engineer. He comes and he goes, Richard, this SQL thing's the most amazing thing ever, right? And I'm like, and of course, I'm not doing that. I'm busy doing other company stuff. And I go, okay, dear senior engineer, we believe you. Yes. So he puts this in the product, and then he walks away, right? So he doesn't, because he's not really part of the team that builds the free starter solutions and videos and stuff. And so then we find out that people are loading records in it, like 50, 80,000 records, and it's going off a cliff, literally getting progress bars and stuff. And so then we realized that SQL wasn't such a great idea, even though it's once again, there was a shiny object in FileMaker, a senior guy who thought he was the most brilliant person on the planet said, God, that's the most amazing thing ever. It's like Kyle coming to me with, like, everything should be JSON and a custom function. And Kyle's not right about that, right? Just there's a lot of good uses for JSON and custom function. There are some good uses for SQL, but it's not like the magical bullet that fixes everything, right? And so you have to. It's a tool in the toolbox. It's not the only tool that you use, right? So, so the SQL was removed out of FileMaker probably from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, somewhere in there it was pulled out. And so now we use lean design. And I love the senior engineers are great. It still works for me. I talked to them this morning, but. Just because there's a shiny new toy doesn't mean you should bolt it into your product, right? So there you go.
Yeah. I try to here's the catch. During the years, and I always wanted to try to do things with the FileMaker technology, and that's why I learned to play with all the little pieces, right? So there's some pieces that I have abandoned because they are old school, coming from the prehistoric kind of time of FileMaker, like all those validation kind of things inside the schema, the option of the field. I completely abandoned those things because they are too old. Unfortunately, FileMaker doesn't want to invest time to modernize those. They keep those options for compatibility with the past, right? But now, as I do every day here, I demonstrate that we have other more modern way to handle this. And actually, I don't want FileMaker to waste money and time there. I'd like FileMaker to waste time and effort trying to make our life better, trying to make the software better. I don't want, because we don't need those old antique techniques to be modernized. It's okay. Let them die. You know, they're there for compatibility, but the same thing. The problem with SQL, it was a bad decision for a bad decision, a bad answer at the wrong question. I'm not saying SQL doesn't have a interest here, but for this kind of work, for this kind of application here with the transfer of funds set, I mean, it's so simple. You have a script, bam, bam, and you see if you want, when you will get my script, you can copy paste the script. Most of the time, 90% of your search can be done with perform quick find. It's you don't need the perform find all the time. You don't need that all the time. You need that for precise advanced search, but chirurgical kind of application, right? But most of the time you want a box on the top of the screen, you type something and boom, you have the list. And next week I'm going to show you how you can get those lists, because the most advanced user of our audience, they know where I'm going to. They know what I'm going to show you, to show them next week. They know. It's the search that we all want to have, a search that stays there until you search something else. It's not a search that you lose because you go to another layout or something like that, right? So you will see super advanced search next week, okay? But most of the time, I want to finish this. Most of the time, you need FileMaker technology to do things. I want to share some of my own experience here. About this. Why do I worship simplicity? It's not even loving it. I worshiping simplicity. Why? Because applying simplicity let me tackle extreme complex things. You know what I mean? You cannot achieve complex building if the way you build thing is extremely complicated, and each time you are sneezing, the thing can collapse. It's you can't. If you are building something with FileMaker and you are spending your life trying to, put band-aids, and you have a leak here, you have to put this something, or you have a crack here coming. If you do that, you cannot tackle the complexity. And Scott Kane, because I did a demonstration to him last week and this week. He had kind of those insane, crazy, impossible to manage reports with trailing sub-summary, leading sub-summary, sub-summary sorted by stuff, sub-summary sorted by stuff, sub-summary sorted by stuff, training, So he had pretty much the part list of the part setup list was big like this, okay? And he has like a 5, 6, 7, 8 level of relationship to go through the thing, okay? So, and he was there. He said, okay, Nick, I'm sorry. Okay, it works, but it's breaking every 2 minutes. I mean, each time he press print, he has to fix something. Okay. So, and I demonstrate to him that now you have layouts like with header, body, footer. That's it. Right. That's the complexity of the layout, right?
Yeah, that's the Agent Chevy there. It's a great graphic there. This is what happens when you realize that this, frankly, from my opinion, you realize that you've built yourself into a corner and you can't do anything, right? So there you go. So that is, you built yourself in a corner. So you need to think about that in advance. It's not the end of the world if you don't. It's just more work, right, Nick? I mean, if you build it you paint yourself into a corner in the room, you can't get out.
Yeah, I mean. If you see, for example, how I know you want to wrap it up, but it's interesting. I like the conversation. What's the name? When you see you build something, and it happened to me too, right? You build something, and things like, oh, okay, no problem. You build one way, bam, 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 bam. You put the thing, and then you have an exception, okay, and then you have another exception, and then you start building, and then you have, okay, modifying this, modifying that. Oh, you need this. Oh, you need a calculation that do the. Oh, you need to take care of this first, and that means what you want to do is not the right way. Wipe everything out, and then you go back to the drawing board. Something is wrong with your approach. You know, if you cannot achieve something simply with simplicity, your approach is not good. You have a flow. Most of the time is because of the design. That's why I really wanted to make the case last time. It's because the way it is handled, everything, and I'm going to show that next week too with the search. The design, the UI, and the support of the UI. This is what is missing most of the time. That's why everything is complicated.
All right. Everyone, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected. The quarterback, great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but then he makes the grab.